the year coming to an end, what would you suggest is the most important thing to focus on in 2021 as a coach? That question is brought to us by Franklin.
What you want to accomplish for the next year. Just one big thing, and reverse engineer from there, right? You don't have to plan out your whole year. It's very rare people do that. Don't try to approach your life as a mathematical equation. Try to measure, keep management, that's fine, but also understand that life, by default, by its nature, is volatile. It is unpredictable. That is the part of life that makes it life. If everything was just a straight, predictable path, it would be somewhat of a, it'd be just kind of weird because it's like you don't know how to have variety in your life. Yeah. So I don't ever try to schedule an entire quarter or something. I will set goals, but I don't try to see what it would look like. I don't need that for my days. But most important thing is I'm doing this actually. I'm setting aside lots of deep work days, I call them. A deep work day is essentially a whole day spent on just one task. Yeah. And which means no distractions, away from everybody, everything. And my goal is to just go deep into that task. So for me, I'm going to have a deep work day set for just understanding what I've done this year. I actually did that yesterday. I sat down for a few hours and I looked at my entire year. I went week by week in my calendar.
How was that?
Yeah, it was really cool. I went week by week in my calendar to see what things I did. Like what meetings, who did I meet, what did I do? And I had all these flashbacks of things I'd done this year. Like the first quarter of this year is so different than the last quarter of this year. Like I'm like, whoa, like so much has happened this year. Yeah. This is my best year yet. Yeah. And it's been the most filled year, like most things have happened. So I did that to reminisce, to be like, okay, what happened? Backtrack, reverse, measure, see what happened, see what I've done. It was really cool. And then now I'm going to be setting up a deep work day to just focus on what I want next year done. And I actually already did that. I kind of created an outline of all the goals I want to achieve for next year. Like big time, right? Is good?
Yeah.
Okay. And so now I'm going to set a deep work day and just go into like planning out how. Yeah. What's my plan? What's my goal? I have my goals, but it's like, what's my plan for that now? And so I need a generalized strategy. And we're students of Think and Grow Rich. We understand that it's never usually your plan that you start with that is the plan that gets you there. It's usually a plan that just gets you started, and then the plan shows up. Mm-hmm. The plan comes from infinite intelligence, from God, from universal intelligence, whatever you believe. A plan comes to you, ideas come to you, and that's what makes it happen. So, for example, there are people I have no idea I'm about to meet next year. I don't know who I'm going to meet. I'm going to meet them. Yeah. There's ideas I've never thought about that are going to hit my mind next year. There are people that are going to join my team that I didn't ever expect to join my team. Yeah. Right? There are things that are going to change in my business that I've never expected. There are things that are going to happen in the world that I can't expect. Coronavirus being an example of this. Or even Apple has changed privacy settings across its entire, the industry of the free internet. It's going to change the way people do marketing. So I was watching, information about that from Facebook, where it's like if you do Facebook advertising, you should look at the new Apple policy because it affects your ability to target and retarget customers to your ads. Yeah. And so I'm like, that's going to change. Mm-hmm. Like, so what's going to happen? Am I going to go to YouTube? Am I going to go to LinkedIn? Is something going to change? So there's so many things I don't know that I'm so excited to see what will come up. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to set a deeper day for focusing on, I know what the goal is. What's the primary goal? Like the definite major purpose, the major goal I would call, or the chief aim, the major thing. And the little things under it is all the goals I want to achieve along the way. And then I'm going to create a plan. And so I'm going to make some decisions, some commitments, and I'm going to commit to them. I'm going to say, here's what I'm going to do. And so just getting clear, man. Clarity is the most expensive thing you could not have and the most richest thing you can have. I actually didn't realize, we're on a CLEARTALK show. So, I'm just saying that because it makes sense. And now I'm like, that's why we're on CLEARTALK. Lack of clarity is the most expensive thing you could have in your life. Lack of clarity. The cost of not knowing. The cost of not being clear is so expensive. It is completely misunderstood and not valued. Like, it is so costly and expensive for you not to know, not to be clear about something. And then clarity is the most richest, valuable asset you could ever have. Mm-hmm. When you are clear, you take massive action. You know what to do. You know how to fix things. You move forward. You progress. You achieve. When you don't know what to do, you go into an indecisive state. You start to become procrastinating. Mm-hmm. You start to push things off. You get depressed. Yeah. You get demotivated. You start doing things and mistakes, more mistakes. You create longer ways of learning things. It's just terrible. So I'm going to set up deep work gigs to just get clear on what I want my next year to look like, how I'm going to make it look like that, my goals, what I want for myself, for my company, for my team. So that would be the most important thing to do over the next couple of weeks is, first of all, look at your entire year and find all the things you could be grateful for this year. Like, man, all this stuff happened. That's so awesome. Absolutely. I do this thing. I was teaching my team. I do this thing every year where I say it's called Armin's year. So you could do like Jeanette's years. And I actually put the year, I put my age of that year, and then I put in the title the topmost like biggest things that have happened. So I know the overall perspective of that year.
Yeah.
So for this year, it was Think Bigger. We launched a youth movement.
Think Bigger.
It was speaking to clients, launching online our online coaching program. It was our first $100,000 a month in sales online, specifically through a presentation. It was me getting into the best shape of my life I've ever had in my life. I've been in the best fitness shape. And
where can I get tickets?
To what? Oh, the gun show? I've never done that, but my tiny ass.
I had to say you up.
My tiny ass gun. And there's just other things, personal achievements, stuff like that. So that's the first thing you want to do. Gratitude, like wow, this happened. Then you go next year.
This is the most important part.
This is what I do now. Now I future pace my gratitude.
Yeah,
very simple. I don't try to set goals on what I want to achieve. I go, what do I want to look at the end of next year back and say, I'm so happy I did this. Yeah. So I'll make a list of all the things as if they already happened. Mm-hmm. I'll be like, did this, had this, went here. Yeah. And that's how I list my next year's goals. I say I did it. Mm-hmm. And then I go, I just got to do it. Yeah. It's just a matter of doing it. It's already done. It's just a matter of time. So yeah, that's what I would do. I would goal set, and if you don't know how to goal set, like get a coach that does this stuff, go buy a program or course to learn how. I've been doing years of Think and Grow Rich, so I follow Napoleon's philosophy. You can also buy Think and Grow Rich and do that. So yeah, just that's the most important thing. Make sure you're clear with what you want to do next year. But here's the next thing. I'll finish with this. It's also very important to understand nothing's different. So if you're already doing this, that's a problem. Like you guys are waiting around like as if like New Year's Day is a magical day. It's not a magical day. It's just another day. It's Thursday. That's it. New Year's Day is what? Friday. That's it.
Yeah, next Friday.
It's just Friday. It's no different. Some people think like a day, like superstitiously. Sometimes you'll think like, oh, we have to do it. Yeah. New Year's resolution. Your New Year's resolution should have been set years ago. Yeah. For all the time. I was with my trainer this morning. He was like, "You excited about New Year's?" I'm like, yeah. I mean, as excited as I am every day. He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, it's just another day. I mean, what's special about the day other than on a man-made calendar, it says it's number one of a new year? Yeah. What is anything different about that day? Nothing. So if you're generally a lazy person, that's going to be another lazy day. Mm-hmm. If you're generally a sad person or just party person, you're just going to party that day the same way you do every Friday. Like there's no difference. So I don't believe in like attaching myself to like mainstream or mainstream like occasions. Sure. I don't like if you can love your family and give gifts throughout the year, what makes Christmas different? Yeah. Get what I'm saying? Like if you don't do nice things for people and become thankful, why is Thanksgiving the excuse? Mm-hmm. It's like you should do that all the time. So it's like if you can't set goals and always want to achieve new things throughout the year, New Year's won't be any different. It's true. It's not a new year. In fact, for most people in the world, it's just going to be another year just like this year. Jim Rohn always says, if you do nothing, the next 5 years is going to look, he's like, can anyone tell the future? And everyone goes, no. He goes, sure you can. Because the next 5 years is going to look just like the last 5 years if you do nothing different. Yeah. I'm like, that's so true. Absolutely. Some people are saying, like, New Year's. No, it's not a new year unless you make it a new year. That deep?
It was.
It was deep like the ocean. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
It's just a year. It's another year. So your choice over the next 2 weeks by sitting down and focusing on your goal setting, focusing on making decisions, breaking ties, cutting ties, and starting new paths. Yeah. That is the act of you making sure it will be a new year. If you do none of that, you're not allowed to say New Year's. Yeah. Because you got to say another year.
Another year?
Yeah, another year.
The old year?
Same New Year, same crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, get your head out of if you're already doing this, good. But if you're not, just please hear what I'm saying. It's not going to be a new year if you do the same thing. Yeah. It's only a new year if you do new things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully that, sheds some clarity. To me, I'm like, it's just another day. You know what I did last year's New Year? I was in my office.
Oh, yes.
Working on my webinar slides. Yeah. I was making presentation slides for my launch 2 days after New Year's. And I just, on a second screen, opened up the New York ball thing. And 12 o'clock hit, it dropped the ball. Everyone started celebrating. And I could, like, see everyone gathered that night. Everybody in the world gathered to see this ball drop so they can see that clock hit 12. And as soon, it's like all this hype. And I'm just working on my slides. And all this hype. I'm, like, alone in my office. Some of you are like, that's sad. I'm like, I was celebrating inside my heart. I'm working on my dreams. I was like, it was a party for hundreds of my souls. You know, like I didn't need people around me to feel accompanied. I felt very, very much not alone. Like I felt very good. I was having a party in my house because I was working on my dreams, my purpose, and my purpose. So I'm seeing this screen, and this ball drops, okay, and everyone's like, woo! And I'm like, for like half a second, I'm like. And I'm just watching and I stopped. Like I stopped writing slides and I look at them and I was just staring. And like literally 10 seconds passes by that timer.
Yeah.
Everyone went back to normal.
Yeah.
10 seconds passed by, everyone started leaving. Like they started leaving the street.
Mm-hmm.
The news reporter had nothing new to say anymore. And it's like, yeah guys, so it's a new year. And like everyone just went back to life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you know what the difference is between 10 seconds before 12 o'clock and 10 seconds after? The difference is the year?
The anticipation?
No, nothing. Nothing is different. Legit, it's all a facade.
Yeah, it's true.
A minute prior, 11:59 and 12:01 on one year and another year. It's a whole other year, right? The only difference is nothing. Legitimately nothing. That person who's still having family problems, standing in the street waiting for the ball to drop at 11:59, when it hit 12:01, guess what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. They went home back to the same family.
That's true.
That person who's struggling to pay bills, standing on the street with their friends, waiting for the ball to drop, hoping that this ball dropping and the timer hitting 12 is going to renew their soul. It's going to renew it's a clean slate for them. Whole different year, new opportunities. All the shit that they do wrong is going to go out of the window. Guess what changed for them the moment the clock hit 12? Nothing! Nothing! We need to get our heads out of the clouds, man. Bring your ass down to earth. And realize that unless you work and get to doing things differently, New Year will just be another year. Not New Year. Right, Plenty?
Right.
Guys, you gotta wake up. Okay? It's cool to celebrate things.
Absolutely.
But if New Year's, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Easter, what else is there? Victoria Day, American Day, July 4th, what is that? Yeah, whatever. You get it? Valentine. Your birthday, the biggest one.
Yeah.
Everyone gets controversial on me about. It's just another day, guys. Who cares? If these days out of your year is more exciting to you than your average day, something's wrong with your life. You might not like what I'm saying. I'm more interested in saying the truth, more so than saying what you want to hear. If an occasion, like your birthday, like a holiday, is more exciting to you, like you wake up happier that day, there's fundamentally something wrong with your life. Your every day should be like that. To the point where it drowns out. It's just another day. Now look, it's a far stretch what I'm saying. Most people don't know how to think this way or feel this way. I get it, because you're so used to it being opposite, because mainstream, we grew up in a culture where everyone is excited for things coming up. Well, why don't you switch that around this year? Why don't you say, you know what, Armin's kind of right what he's saying. I'm going to make every day the most exciting day of my life. Yeah. Every day I wake up, I say I'm going to make it the best day of my life. What does that mean? That means Christmas doesn't change anything for me. Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving doesn't change anything for me. New Year's doesn't change anything for me. I've set the standard that it's going to be a great day every day anyways. Yeah. Thus, there is no excitement for some random occasion day that everyone else says I should be happy for. Happiness should be the standard of your life, not the occasion makes you happier. Yeah. You go, but Armin, that's a little extreme. You should be happy. No, I get it. I'm not saying don't be happy. I'm not saying to not like Christmas. I'm saying love it, but make sure every other day of your life is just as fun. And if you don't know, if you can't say that, there's something wrong. Isn't there? It's the same people that live for the weekend. Same people that live for the holidays. Same people. Yeah. There is something somewhere else that is not already inside of me. I'm sorry. I'm going to go a little mystic guru on you, but like, it's the truth. true happiness and wealth and success in life comes with internally. Everything is great. New Year's won't change that for you. Nothing changed from 11:59 to 12:01. I saw a meme once. The guy was on the toilet at 11:59. And then the second picture was 12:01. And then literally the caption said, same shit, different day. This is great. It was so funny, but so true.
It is true, yeah.
It's same shit, different day. You can have the same shit, different year if you don't change something. Okay, I didn't mean to turn into a motivational talk, but...
necessary message. Absolutely.
Came through me, man. I hope that answers the question.
Definitely. Wow, great.